Hi, good morning, RVA. I'm Jay, and I wanted to step back and take 24 hours and reflect before discussing today's concerns, which is the hurricane relief show that was on television the other night. I didn't see it live. I've seen excerpts of it, and certainly star-struck, celebrity-packed. Hollywood did what it does best, which is come out with the A-list celebrities and raise a lot of money for the hurricane victims in Texas, Florida, and let's not forget Louisiana, because they were certainly affected, being right next to Texas in the Gulf Coast area. A lot of wind and a lot of water damage, and residents of Texas, particularly hit by all of the rains that were there, their lives are just devastated, and they are going to need assistance for a long time. Florida is still assessing, and they are going to need an enormous amount of help as well. The Virgin Islands, let's not leave them out. Yet to be determined how much help they're going to need. Cruise lines are going to have to reroute some of the schedules that they have for tourists. So tourism dollars are going to be affected for St. Thomas, St. John's, and different parts of the normal tourist routes. So there are still undetermined amounts of effects financially for a lot of the Gulf Coast states, the local business owners. So the amounts of monies that will be determined not only immediately, but next year and 10 years down the line from these hurricanes and the families affected for generations are going to be devastating. Before we had the television telethon the other night, already the great 48 states sprung into action, the local communities, the churches. They did what they do best. They loaded up tractor-trailer trucks and the trunks of their cars and pickup trucks. So every civic organization, church organization, they got food and diapers and every type of need that could be conceivable and put it in a vehicle, and they drove it where it was needed. Also, businesses such as hospitals and other organizations shifted their resources, their employees, and went down. In a lot of cases, people flew their employees down, put them up at hotels, put them up at other employees' homes, and they have shifted their massive resources. And Hollywood did what they do best. They came in with the A-list stars and said, how can we help? Well, we'll do what we do best. We'll raise money. So everybody is focused on what we in broadcasting call the USP, the unique selling proposition. And the unique selling proposition in this case is helping the victims of the hurricanes. And you can't open any stronger a relief show than taking a globalist like Stevie Wonder, who is one of the most recognized brands on the planet. Stevie Wonder has paralleled my life as an influence. Certainly as a life mentor, Stevie Wonder is someone who I've looked up to, been influenced by all of my life. I had the privilege of meeting Stevie Wonder once, and he is one of the few people in my life through all of my years who has just been a rock-solid feature in my life. I could always look back on Stevie Wonder and say, there's an influence that forever is a rock. Arthur Ashe is another. So you take Stevie Wonder, who opens a show and does the Bill Withers classic Lean On Me, and says, it doesn't matter the color, the ethnicity, it doesn't matter. It's about love. It's about giving back. It's about helping. Those are all the right things. And then all of a sudden, he hits the third rail. He goes completely off the charts. He says something, and I'm paraphrasing here. Well, let's just play it.
We've come together today to love on the people that have been devastated by the hurricanes. When love goes into action, it preferences no color of skin, no ethnicity, no religious beliefs, no sexual preferences, and no political persuasions. It just loves. As we should begin to love and value our planet, and anyone who believes that there is no such thing as global warming must be blind or unintelligent. Lord, please save us all.
I'm still stunned. I am still stunned. I'm still trying to get my mind around this. You know, when you are a judge and someone does, just life perfectly, and then they make that misstep, and it just takes your breath away. You just go, oh. Well, this is that moment for me with Stevie Wonder. I just, oh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Either you're blind or you're unintelligent. Oh, I can't get my mind around that. Surely that can't be the case. It can't be an either or. Is that what it's come to? Is that what it's come to? For me, this is a tipping point. Okay, couple of things. I feel compelled to do this. Let's not take our eye off the ball. Here's my first point. This is about helping the victims of the hurricane. Repeat after me, people. Come on. This is about helping the victims of the hurricane. The unique selling proposition is, let's help the victims of the hurricane. Can I get a witness in a boom shakalaka boom? This is about helping the victims of the hurricane. Lay your hand on your radio. The funk not only moves, it removes. The desired effect is what you get. This is about helping the victims. This is not about having a climate change moment. This is certainly not about telling someone either you are blind or you're unintelligent. How many people, here's my question, how many people decided at that moment to cut the TV off and to not help the victims because they just got dressed down? And that's not why they tuned in that program. How many people thought, okay, well, I just turned on this TV show and already someone has taken me to task. And that's not why I turned on this program. It's about helping the victims. Did that help the victims? "24 hours later, because I love Stevie Wonder, I still can't answer that question. Boy, that makes me uncomfortable." I have another question. Do we celebrate any of the achievements that we've already made? As someone who supports the good things, I'm an optimist. I want to be optimistic. I'm a climate enthusiast. There's a phrase. Can't we be climate enthusiasts? Let's celebrate the good things we've done. Let's educate ourselves. Go to YouTube. Go back and look at an airplane video of maybe a commercial aircraft taking off in the 1960s or 1970s. And when they put the gas to that thing as it takes off, take a look at all of the nasty emissions coming out of the engines of that thing. Man, that's horrible. And now take a look at an aircraft that took off last week. Same scenario. Look how clean those emissions are. We've come a long way. You could do the same thing with an automobile from the 60s or 70s and then last week, maybe on the 405 in Los Angeles. Celebrate that. Look at the Teslas in Los Angeles. Look at the Chevy Volt and how far that's come in the battery technology. Take a look at a boat engine on Chesapeake Bay and how far those technologies have come in the last 20 or 30 years. We've made great strides. Do we celebrate that? I got to tell you, we don't throw trash out a car window anymore. Used to do that, in the 50s and 60s? We just throw it on the side of the road. We've come a long way. Let's celebrate those moments. Let's be enthusiastic about what we've done, how far we've already come. There's still a long way to go. There's still achievements that we can reach, sure. But we don't need to dress each other down to make those achievements. We can work together to do that. Sometimes I wonder if we see the forest for the trees. Here's an example of that. You can show me a picture of a polar ice cap from a satellite photo and show me how that polar ice cap has melted away 10% or 20% over time, and then you can tell me how it's going to be gone in 12 years. But I went to Waikiki, Hawaii, 2 years ago? And this is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. This harbor in Waikiki is where you see the boat leave for the 3-hour tour for Gilligan's Island. Walk along that harbor, one of the most famous, and you will see lots of debris and trash floating in the water. I'm talking about plastic and plastic wrap and all types of trash. Lots of it, not a little bit. I was stunned. People walk by this trash floating in the water and they turn their head away in denial. I can't believe it. This is Hawaii, one of the most picturesque places in the world. They turn away from this as if it's a crime scene. Why is this there? What is Hawaii doing about this? Nothing. How is this allowed to be? Where are the climate change people? Why aren't they documenting this and getting this cleaned up? This is an immediate problem. It's right at your feet. It's not something you need to take a picture of with a satellite from 2 miles high. You can do this today. I challenge someone in Waikiki, Hawaii, who's listening to the sound of my voice to take a picture of this and post it in the comment section. You'll see it. and then ask the folks in Hawaii why this is. I bet it's still there today. And I saw this 2 or 3 years ago. If you really want to talk about climate change, I really don't know anybody who doesn't want cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner land. We all want that. That's not a matter of being unintelligent or blind. You can turn a blind eye if you want to. People have been hurt by a hurricane. It's a natural disaster. Underline the word natural. It would be unnatural to think that you're going to hold a hurricane at bay. It would be unintelligent to assume that you can outsmart a hurricane and keep it out at sea. You're not going to do that. You're not going to hug a hurricane and ask it to turn sideways. Hurricane season, by the way, happens every year. Some years are worse than others. It always snows in winter. That's just kind of the way things are. We have not learned to control the weather. That's Mother Nature. Nature. Climate change will not outsmart Mother Nature. As a climate enthusiast, I understand that. That's realism. Let's clean up the mess we can control. Let's help the people who are victims. Let's find a way to work together to set some reasonable goals, such as cleaning up the harbor at Waikiki, such as getting some buy-in on the way we talk to each other. Maybe that's the climate we can change. We can clean up the land, the water, and the air that we can control. We can also clean up the climate of the way we treat each other, the way we talk to each other. We can set some immediate goals for that. I would like us to work together to talk to each other and to treat each other respectfully. Let's do that. Then we can move forward together because we all want to help each other and to be able to have clean land and clean water and clean air. That's all a good thing. Let's do that. Thanks.